For as long as we've been around, we've basically gotten a free ride from nature. Think about it. Clean air, fresh water, the food we eat, even protection from storms. It's all just been there. But what happens when the provider starts to go out of business? Who foots the bill to fix it? Well, that's what this is all about. A massive challenge and a really cool new effort in the Pacific to finally settle nature's account. And this quote from Dr. Savendra Michael in Fiji, man, it just hits the nail on the head. Nature doesn't send us a bill every month for its services. But we absolutely get the receipts, don't we? They show up as floods, as droughts, as failed crops. And those receipts are getting more and more expensive every year.
So just how big is this unpaid bill we're talking about? Well, get ready for this. The global gap, the difference between what we spend protecting nature and what we should be spending, is estimated to be at least $700 billion. And that's not a one-time payment, that's every single year. It's a mind-boggling number.
But for communities right on the front lines, like in the Pacific, this is not some abstract number on a spreadsheet. No way. This gap, this financial black hole, it's a direct threat to their food, to their jobs, and to the very culture that's been woven into these islands for thousands of years. The stakes really couldn't be any higher.
So the problem is huge. The question is, what do we do about it? How do you even begin to tackle a $700 billion problem? Well, it turns out there's a blueprint. And the secret isn't just about finding piles of new cash, it's about being a whole lot smarter with the money we already have. It's called BioFin, the Biodiversity Finance Initiative. It's a global partnership led by the UNDP, but here's the key thing to understand. It's not just a big pot of money. Think of it more like a toolkit or a step-by-step recipe that shows countries exactly how to manage their own finances to help nature thrive.
And the methodology itself? It's actually a pretty logical 5-step journey. First, you review all your policies to see what's working and what's actually hurting nature. Then, you track the money. You follow every dollar to see where it's really going. Step 3, you figure out what you actually need. 4, you build a smart finance plan to get there. And finally, number 5, you get to work and put those real-world solutions into action. It's a clear roadmap.
Okay, so that's the plan on paper. It sounds good, right? But what does it actually look like when it hits the ground? Well, this exact blueprint just became the focus of this incredible collaboration, taking it from theory right into the real world.
This is where it gets really exciting. Back in July 2025, something pretty special happened. You had leaders and experts from 15 different Pacific Island nations all gathered in Fiji. And their mission was to kickstart a unified, region-wide push to use this BioFin methodology. This wasn't just another meeting, it was the beginning of a movement. And what's so cool is that this wasn't about forcing one solution on everyone. Far from it. When these folks got together, you just saw this incredible explosion of different ideas. Fiji's big point was, hey, let's treat our reefs and forests like national assets on the balance sheet. Tuvalu said, if you want funding, you got to speak the language of finance ministers. Talk about income, talk about jobs. Tonga focused on using hard data to prove that mangroves literally save you money by reducing disaster risk. And the Cook Islands had this brilliant idea, let's get tourists to actually pay to help us plant new coral.
And look, these aren't just pie-in-the-sky ideas. The host country, Fiji, is already walking the walk. They're showing everybody what's possible. They've used green bonds to fund stronger, more resilient rebuilding. They've launched blue bonds to protect their incredible marine life. They even have a special levy that helps pay for climate adaptation. It's proof that these innovative financial tools can and do work.
Now, of course, nobody's saying this is going to be easy. The path forward has its bumps, for sure. The people at the meeting were super realistic about the hurdles they're up against. But what was even more powerful was how they came together to share strategies for overcoming them.
They laid it all out, right? The barriers they need to knock down, but also the secret weapons they have to win. So for a problem like a lack of political will, the answer is to find strong national champions. To fix gaps in technical skills, the solution is regional peer learning, countries actually teaching each other what works. It's about turning challenges into strength together. And when you boil it all down, 3 really powerful messages came out of this whole gathering. First, how you frame the problem matters. You have to connect protecting nature directly to economic growth. Second, language matters. Ditch the jargon and speak in plain terms that everyone understands. And finally, leadership matters. You need champions at every single level to push this forward, from the top of government all the way down to the village.
So, you see, it all comes back to where we started.
with that unpaid invoice. The incredible work happening in the Pacific is a powerful reminder for all of us that nature's receipts are coming due. Their effort to finally start paying that bill is a lesson for the whole world, which really just leaves one last question for you to think about. If nature sent you an invoice today, what would it say?